our society will not be great
until every young mind
is set free
to scan the farthest reaches
of thought and imagination.
LBJ was a bigger-than-life persuader-in-chief who tackled issue beyond issue beyond issue, and especially ones that are particularly close to my heart.
I watched my parents just marvel at the extraordinary leadership he provided to push through historic legislation.
President Johnson really, for me, defined the notion that you have to take care of the people in your community.
My arena is making sure that children, no matter their zip code or the color of their skin, can reach their full potential. My passion for children who live in poverty has come from meeting children who live in poverty. I went to medical school at Stanford University, out to Harvard for my residency in pediatrics. In the legacy of LBJ, the school here is all bent on action. My clinical practice is on board an RV that travels to homeless shelters and food pantries and under bridges, basically looking for and caring for the hard-to-reach, high-risk kids in our community. I like to say that wealth is health. Your zip code is actually more important than your genetic code to your health. I want future leaders to challenge the status quo.
LBJ taught school in Texas, and his first students were Mexican immigrants. I'm the daughter of immigrants. His legacy and his record of leadership is what drew me to the LBJ School. In October of 2019, I was honored to be selected as one of 100 influential LGBTQ leaders from around the world. One of our major goals at Mastercard and the Mastercard Center is to bring 500 million people into the formal economy by 2020. Economic independence is all about dignity, and it's the dignity of choice, the dignity of deciding what you want to do with your life and how you want to live your life and how you want to support your family. Whether it's Detroit or Delhi or Mumbai or Missouri, there's a feeling of connection and a look, I think, that passes between us that says, I see you and I'm grateful to you and we're in this together.
I grew up on a farm, picking cotton, chopping cotton, hauling hay. My great-great-grandfather was a slave. My grandfather was a slave for part of his life. Segregation was, in many ways, an extension of slavery. Right now, I believe that I'm engaged in the most important work in the state and in the world, and that is taking concrete actions to turn the tide on climate change. What would shock most people is that in conservative Texas, we are on track to surpass California in the deployment of clean energy. We left this school, it having been ingrained in us that we could do anything we set our mind to do. And we needed to think big, and by thinking big, we could do big things.